Hey, what's going on, guys? J1X here, and today I thought we'd take a look at Transformers Commando Wars First Aid. Now, this is the same mold as Off-Road, which I happen to love. He's my favorite Deluxe Commando Wars figure thus far, but they did retool this. So you can see they added the siren, they added a little bit of a back area here that Off-Road did not have, and also like some little vents and stuff. So he is different looking, and I gotta say, if they want to do Swindle with this mold, as long as they do some retooling like they did with First Aid here, I'll be happy with that. I love this mold so much. It's just my favorite one out of all of them. The aerial bots, the Stunticons, the Protectobots. It's just a really good one, and it's solid in every single way. Now, the things that it comes with are its foot slash hand and also gun. You can see the one that he's using. It has the 4 little guns at the end there, or barrels. And he comes with a axe. He is a pacifist, but, I can see, rescue people, firemen, they use axes. So that's what someone pointed out to me. I still think it's funny that you give him, like, this big axe. But anyways, we'll take a look at those here in a bit, or I guess to show off what he can look like when he's all mounted up. This has a little, if you can see that little slot there in between those fingers, and he's got this peg right here, so this can actually fit on top. And close that right there. You can add this axe to the side. It shows this in the directions, and I like that. He's a little beefed up ambulance, and I like it. I think it's cool looking. But we'll go ahead and take those off to the side. Obviously, you can plug this over here, but it looks kind of stupid. But I do like it up like so. Now, as far as the details, you can see that they did do some tampograph there with the rescue and emergency, also with the Autobot symbol. Then there's some nice paint that's been laid on here with the blue, the silver here at the front, the red up top. So nice paint job all the way around. Unfortunately, with these deluxe figures or generations, Commando Wars, whatever you want to call them, we're not getting any paint on the back, but that's pretty common now. But it would have been nice if they would have just kind of finished around there. But it does roll quite nice. He does have actual feet, where some of them, they just kind of have little nubs. You do get clearance there, but if you were, let's say if he was going up a ramp, like he wouldn't be able to lift up more than that, if you can kind of see, just because it would start dragging here. So that's the only problem, if you have a kid and he actually plays with the cars and he wants to go up Optimus Prime or something, it's not going to work out. But let's take a look at let's go with foot mode first. First thing that we're going to do is pop this right here and just leave that back. We're going to grab right here and just pull this out, which will kind of loosen this, and we can come out with all this and tab that back together. And the reason why you have to put these together, you can see that there's a little tab, a little notch there, and it's just going to fit in there to line those up. The reason why you have to come up with these and you can't just lift out right here, you see these 2 tabs right there where my fingers are, they're actually sitting up underneath here. So that's the only reason with that. Then you can pull this forward, rotate the head, and then you can put this all back together. Whoops. There we go. You see those tabs fit over there, so that's why you got to take the hands out. This will come set down. Now there's these tabs on the inside, and they're going to hook into the that part of the window, if you can see that. Now there is paint there, and my only concern is that over time, popping that over there and pulling it out, that you're eventually going to wear out that paint. So that's the only concern I have with that. But as far as putting his foot together, this is what he'd look like, with just the Hasbro feet. It's not too bad. Now that I have the Perfect Effect add-ons, which I will show off, I much prefer that. Now these things look really small. But he doesn't have too much of a knee there. That's one of the problems that I have with the Stunticons, with the cars, that they have like these, they're just folding over and they look like huge kneecaps. This doesn't look too bad. It's, pretty just straight and boxy looking, so obviously I like it. Now to take a look at it with the Perfect Effect foot, in case you guys are interested in getting that. I will do a review once I have Hotspot. I just ordered him today, and whenever he comes in, I'll do his review, and then I'll do, putting the Fensor together, and I'll also include this, so you can kind of get your ultimate version there until Groove comes in. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad. You can see that he can move quite a bit around. Now, one of the things that I kind of think is cool to add, you can still add this piece here and just kind of tuck that up underneath. Now you won't be able to bend forward that much, but it just, you know, kind of beefs them out a little bit more. But you can still get quite a bit of movement in there. And if you wanted to, you could, you know, add the axe on here, so he can equip all his weapons whenever he's in his combined mode. All right, we'll go back to car real quick. I'm not even gonna, yeah, we'll just spin around. All right, so starting off in car, if you didn't want to put him into his, you know, leg mode or arm mode, you just want to go straight to robot, you're going to come back with this, just leave it back. Lift up with these, which will loosen all this up. Do the same with this one. And you can go ahead and come up, because it's going to turn on that joint there. And then you can bend these down and just leave them so. Go ahead and turn the head around. Move out with this. And then you're going to grab this and pull back. You can see that there's this tab here, which there's a little slot back there, if you can see that, that's going to fit in. And bring these around. And I go ahead and I separate the legs, just because you're going to fit this tab into that slot. That way you know if they're locked into place or not. So there we go. And this will just set on his back, and it'll actually clip into place that same spot we were talking about earlier where it might rub the paint off. Go ahead and untab those. And there you have first aid in his robot mode. Again, you know, I love the way this guy looks. And off-road too. I just like off-road's colors. But you get some nice paint with the blue, the silver going through here. Another Tampergraph, the Autobot logo, some blue eyes, silver there in the face. You can still see all the exterior paint from his, let's just call it an ambulance. The only negative side, again, you know, with him and off-road, if you want to, you know, tilt the legs in, I mean, that's pretty decent, but you can see that they're hitting here just because his legs are, or backpack of his legs, whatever you want to call it, his calves, they're very thick back here. So, but anyways, I mean, he does what you want him to do. Go ahead and equip him. You can see what he looks like. This, again, you can turn it into a gun. Just come all the way down with that. Looks like that ball joint right there is a little bit loose. You can see the guns falling down a little bit. But he does have strong elbow joints, so he will hold it like that. So it's not putting any stress there on the ball joint, so just use the elbow joint. As far as articulation, he does rotate his head. Doesn't really have that much of a tilt. It does kind of look up and down a little bit. You do have a ball joint here. As far as going in and out, you're hindered a little bit because this tire and this piece will hit each other. Now you can flip this up if you wanted to and kind of leave it like a shoulder pad. That's what I did with off-road. And you can see that this can go in and out. I can rotate, I guess, here at the elbow. I thought it did up here. And then it can bend here at the elbow. As far as waist, it rotates down here. You can see that the legs go back and forth and that much in and out. It does rotate at the thigh and bends 90 degrees at the knee. Now, as far as the arm mode, what we're going to do is rotate the head, push that out, go ahead and connect the legs. With the arm, you're going to rotate this back, and you can see that there is, where is it? Oh, there's the tab right there, and then there's a slot right there, so just get those lined up and pop it into place. There we go. And then you can rotate this around. Go ahead and grab this hand, get this all situated. And there you have him in his arm mode, which I much prefer the foot or the leg. I think it looks much better. You can see that you can bend here, you can bend here. It does, rotate here at the waist. This will be able to go in and out, and it can rotate there as well. Show you what it looks like with the Perfect Effect add-on set. And that would be what your arm looks like. So, alright, so you go back into vehicle mode. We'll be done here. Go ahead and pull that out. We can just leave the head back, untab those arms there. And again, you have that slot, that tab there. Do the same thing over here. Come back with that, just leave it down. And these are whenever you push these back, these are gonna want to turn here as well. You want to make sure they stay into place and just it rotates at this pin. And you're gonna tab this and that back section there. Then you can just fold those up. Pull these arms down. Again, you're gonna have to come down here so you can see that turning. And then just click all that into place. So there you got him back into his vehicle mode, which again I think is pretty solid. So all 4 modes I like on this guy. Obviously I think he's going to be a leg for me, but thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.